Hi everyone, my name is Dan from the channel David Codes. Today I want to share an interesting coding challenge I did. I came across to the HackerRank this week. I was in an interview for Kotlin positions. We screwed up, it doesn't matter. The most important is learn new things every day. The challenge involves you creating a program or a solutions that iterates over the results, each page of the results for a marathon. And in each page, we must to calculate for each runner um, the time that it takes for each runner of the marathon to complete the context. It's a little tricky, it's interesting. I wanted to share with you the knowledge. Basically, mm, we must to create several API calls, HTTP calls, using something in code. But this is dynamic because this API, let's check it out, is this HackerRank marathon receives several parameters. So in this example, he said this is a query attribute, so it receives the sex, also receives the page. Let me check. Yeah, receive the page, uh, receive the page, the number of page we are, and um, let's check it out. Around. Okay, so basically we resell different file names, but the trick we will use this API marathon is use the data for name of marathon, type of sex for marathon, and the page we are. So let's go to the code. Before that, let's explain a little this. So uh, each response of the data of the JSON will contain a page per page, total pages, total records, total pages, and the data for each page is a paginated API. So each field of that data will contain the name of the runner, the name of marathon, sex, average speed, distance run. But if we check real JSON, we got a lot of information. A lot of information. Okay, okay. Um, so what we must do? We must to calculate for each runner. We determine the faster runner who takes least time in marathon. The time is calculated by this formula. Time is equals to distance run divided by average speed. So this result must to have two decimals. Um, that's it. It's basically a function that receives two parameters. One of them is marathon, and then another is sex. With that, we could make a API call this base URL. We must to send sex and marathon and page, and basically we will iterate the name of the faster. Okay, the function must have to return the name of the faster runner. Basically, we iterate each page, each runner. We calculate what is the fastest, and then we get the fastest. We return that. So we could review this. For example, if we send Cityscape Marathon with female, the page is expected Grecian comments, but if we send Cityscape Marathon for males, the page is spelling look around. Yeah, there is explanation why. 1.81 for females and 1.91 for guys. Okay, so let's go to code. So yesterday I did this code. I got all the information about the problem as a head comment. Also, I create a documentation for the function. The function is called faster runner. So faster runner what receives two parameters: the name of marathon and the sex. What we must do before we call the API. Well, this parameter is not null and blank. Oh, in this case, I make a comment or mistake. In this case, must be is is null or blank, or is null or blank. Okay, this is the base URL. This is the fastest time. Let's check it out. This. Okay, this value is too slow. I will change this for 999.99 because this is a double. I will use faster runner name for save the faster runner name, the return of this function. I will use two variables to say got the number recurrent page and the number of total pages. Initially, I don't know, and this is dynamically set to with the first response of the API to set the real total pages. Okay. Okay. Uh, so for this case, we don't know what is the number of pages. So in this case, we will use a while. So it iterates the API based on page, while page is smaller and equals to total pages. We will iterate the page. So basically, we create with the base URL, that is the URL we have, send the name of marathon with the marathon parameter, also send the sex as a query attribute, and also says the page number. Let's check how it will behave. This is the final URL that we will make the HTTP call. We are open a connection. Then after we open the connection, we use a request method get. I guess this data must have be here. And then when the connection is open and everything seems okay, I guess maybe this is not working, no taking effect, but doesn't matter. The connection response is an HTTP okay, that is 200. We got the information of the HTTP call is in an input stream, buffer reader, read text, and that text is already that we will save in a response. That response using a library that is Google, the API library of Google, JSON, like Google handle JSON files. We create an instance of this. So instance of library for handling JSON. Then we create transform that string that is a JSON in a class. So let's before continuing, let's go to analyze this. So if we will check, we have the API marathon. We could call it okay, marathon. Basically, I'm using Edge Explorer. So we got a total of 400 results, and per sign we have 10 elements per 10 elements in data per page. So as was described in the challenge, we could send we could send the name of marathon, the sex, and the page. In this case, I will page this. I copied before marathon. In this case, cityscape marathon. The sex is female, and the page number 1. So, in this case, the results change. So we got 200 elements before we got 400. Now we have 29 total pages and data, 10 elements per data. But if we check if our filter is taking effect in the API, we will check the sex is female. I'm sorry, the sex is female. Okay, all the elements are female and all the elements is Cityscape Marathon. So basically we are using our API. So we are going to create a program that iterates this several times based on the parameter page. So this, we load this data, we calculate the time of each contestant, then we go to page number 2, let's format this again, calculate the data, we're going to save these results for being more clear in the final result of the name of the fastest person per sex, or female and male. So basically we are doing this, we are doing the page is number 1 at the beginning, but when we got the first results we are saving real total pages per sex, yeah. And with this data, what was loaded in the HTTP code, we say, oh, let's iterate the data. Usually in this moment for the API, maybe the API changes on certain moment or with certain call. Maybe we can use this elements per page. In this case is 10, I will put 10. And now we are going to calculate the race time, or the time as we see it in the problem. Is distance run divided by average speed. What happens here? If average speed is 0, this will lead code error, division by 0. But in this case we are using an if to validate that. Then after we calculate race time, we are setting a parameter in the runner. So coming back, we got this data is calculated. For handle data from JSON used as a backend developer, usually in Java and in Kotlin, in the same way we create classes. What is a class? It's like a blueprint where we create objects to save our data. So let's check it out in our code. Okay, we create a marathonist class. In this case, I'm saving just name, sex, ID, age, distance run, average speed, and fast calculate. This is a new attribute for set time. What we are setting there is time is distance run divided by average speed. So we are calculating that, and we are setting that new data per each marathonist of the result data. And then we are create a wrapper. Wrapper will contain the data list that we see in the JSON, and the other parameters that we use for page, per page, and total elements and total pages, as we saw before. Okay, so we are iterating 10 elements per page. We are calculating the time. We are setting that in a new attribute, fastest calculate. I call it, and then I created a mutable list for say all the data of this exercise, because I wanted to export the at the end of the exercise in Excel for be more clear that our data is well iterated and ordered by the fastest runner to the slowest runner. Yeah, so we have the runner, and we must to keep sorry guys, we must to keep a condition for filter the where is the fastest. So we calculate each time, each iteration for the data, the race time, and we got a reference phase fastest time. In this case, fastest time, I set the file value. These are the file values. Let me check the file values first iteration. So we got the base URL, the URL we see the fastest time. I expect all the runners are faster than 999.99 because this will be a double. Always, if you divide double by double, we get double, or if you divide two integers, we got a float or double. And the faster runner, and this is all the files for the iterating the page. Okay, and the list. Okay, let's go ahead. We got the race time that we calculate, and the fastest time in the first iteration 999. So obviously race time will be lower, or a lower number. So get into, and this we say, oh, this is the fastest time now with the race time we calculated. Or there are some cases that could be two marathonists at the same time, so the race time is equals to the fastest time in this moment of execution. We could check if their number, what is the lexicographical number order to just get one. So for example, you was called D, but this runner is called A, so basically we get A, or in this case is the number, because in this case in the beginning is not, and it doesn't matter. So this is some kind of if condition in just one line. I don't remember the name of this, but this is usually in lambdas in JavaScript. Okay, so in this case we are filtering the fastest, or if we have may face to marathonists with the same time, we are getting with the lexicographical name that we got. In certain cases, maybe the API is not responding well, so we got a file fetch in case the response is not okay. As I usually in Kotlin and Java, this code could lead several errors. For example, connection error, data processing error, calculation error. There are certain situations, so basically we could wrap this code in a try catch, and this try catch we try to run all our function, all our HTTP calls, or then we will return an exception. We are catching the message of the exception, and this structured try catch always got a finally statement that we handle are always run this code, even it goes well, or it's good without errors, or it could be run with errors, but this code always we are sure this code always we will run. So in this case, connection always will disconnect, even if we had a good response or a bad response. Then we are all containing a while, so we go to the next page. So let's put and while, and that's it. We are saving all the marathonists in saved marathonists. So basically we could sort it as fast as calculated. So we got all the marathons saved in the by sex, by marathon, and then we wanna say, oh, we end all iteration of the page. Let's sort it all the data we saved in each iteration by fastest calculated. In this way we got the fastest at the beginning, and the slower at the end. And we're gonna go export this to CSV. So there is a certain code to CSV. I'm not going to explain this, but it's easily to understand. And let's run it. So at the end, we are saving the result in faster runner. Faster runner rank is that the name that we was checking each page, which the fastest, which the fastest, which the fastest. But we could do the same, just getting the first element of this list. Yeah, you could get the same as well in different ways, but at the moment we keep this code. Okay, let's run. So I will run Cityscape Marathon for females and print the result, and I run another time Cityscape Marathon for male and will print the result. Interesting in Kotlin for constants use val, for variables use var. Yeah. So let's run this code to check it out what it's doing. Let's wait a little. Yeah, it's connected with the ADK 1.8. Wow. Okay, there's a problem. I was checking the files before. Let's close the file. Sorry guys. Let's run again. Okay, we are exporting the Excel CSV files or the marathon results for Cityscape. Marathon female is Ernest Little, and the fastest person for Cityscape Marathon, sex male, is Vivian Stover. So what is happening here? If I enable this, the print that sometimes I use for the book, it's not good that you export in production or real job what is happening, because the logs could be read there and it's a bad practice. But this is for education explanation. It doesn't matter. So let's run again, and as I say, in the while we are iterating. Yeah, a lot of times the same API up to we get in the last page. If we check the last page, let's control click. Let's put format. We got 21 pages, and we are in the 21 page, and we are getting this information. So we are iterating in each page. Basically, we are doing that for both, for female and for male, and we are calculating what is the fastest. The interesting thing about this is we are exporting a CSV with all information. Let's put again this. Let's run again. Just wait a few minutes. Okay, Ernest Little. And Vivian Stover. That's it. So remember, we are exporting two CSV, one for each time we run the program. So if we go to the folder of the source, let's open in Explorer. Yes, we got the files here. So let's go to female. Okay, so basically we are saving here all the data. As we see, 206 elements. In this case, counting the titles, there are 207. Okay, so the fastest guys was Ernest Little, but there is a problem sometimes with challenge called web pages, because if we check, they are expecting Gretchen coming. Okay, but Gretchen Kumin was like let's check it out. Where is this place? Yeah, Gresham Cumming was the first 40, 47 fastest, but the fastest guy was, yeah, the fastest female, sorry, was Ernest Littell. Yeah, sometimes the names don't fit with the sex, in my opinion, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and we got the data. Also, we got the data for each execution. There are two executions, male and female. Let's check it out in males. In males, we got Vivian Stover. Let's check it out for male. What is Lucas Rao? Let's check it out. Lucas Rao is a one that Cityscape Marathon. Okay, we got this. Yeah, maybe the data is updated, but the test code is not updated. But we learn new thing how call total times dynamically our APIs using Kotlin, and how we send attributes, head attributes, yeah, attributes dynamically based on the code, and we got all the code here. I expect this like it to you guys. I'm going to create a list of videos. It's called I don't know the name yet, but it's really how resolve code challenge of the interview. This is the first challenge I documented. I resolved hundreds of these code challenges on my career, but I will create, yeah, a playlist in YouTube about this challenge. I expect you like it, guys. Give a thumbs up and comment any maybe error or misunderstanding I had. I will put also a report and documentation. See ya, guys.